Hey everyone, Dr. George here. I want to spend a few minutes talking to you all about one of the most common questions that I get or problems that we encounter in the weight loss field, which is weight recurrence. And many times I have people, even for their first consultation, walk in and start describing their weight loss journey and what they've been doing to lose weight by themselves, whether it's through different diets or exercise programs. Maybe they've been in some kind of weight loss program in the past. Maybe they've even had some kind of weight loss surgery. And a common theme that I get is that they have lost weight to some extent, but then it's come back. And, it's easy to kind of uh, sense and feel the frustration that people have when that happens, because obviously we all put a lot of effort and work into trying to lose weight, and then at some point either you're not getting the results that you want, or the weight comes back and you're like, well, why is it happening? Why does it keep coming back? Why is it this yo-yo effect, or this issue of up and down no matter how much I do or how hard I try? And I always tell people to first of all take a step back and kind of think about all of the factors and all the things that go into being overweight or having obesity. And for many of my patients, first and foremost, there's a genetic component to it, which is something that you can't do anything about. Whether you realize it or not, a lot of issues with weight are encoded within our DNA. And secondly, within our society, within our environment, we're fighting a lot of struggles, whether it's the types of food or the processed food or the marketing or just the overall environment that we're living in, that kind of, um, increases portion size. It makes food more available. If you add in other things, such as just kind of, more sedentary lifestyle. A lot of us don't walk as much as we did, in other generations. We don't work as hard. We don't have to go out and really hustle like we used to. You put all of those things together, and basically it creates a situation where we are facing a lot of obstacles and a lot of hurdles to keep our weight down. And I want to sometimes remind my patients that it's not your fault, right? Don't play the blame game. Don't beat yourself up about it. What I would really suggest is to be constructive about things and say, you know what, I'm tired of having health issues. I'm tired of my weight being a problem and affecting my quality of life, and I want to do something about it. And so when you decide to really become a person of action and take hold of the reins and do something like that, then what you're doing is you're saying, you know what, I acknowledge I have an issue that I want to work on, and I'm going to start to do something about it. And sometimes that process of acknowledging that you have an issue or have a problem with your weight, and then asking someone for help takes a long time. It doesn't happen overnight. In fact, some people never get to that decision where they ask for help, which is why many people don't go to weight loss specialists, because they feel, well, my weight's not a problem, or I can deal with it by myself, or what have you. So ultimately, after all of these, trials of, diets and exercise and things like that, they finally get fed up, and they, end up at the end of this long drawn out process going and seeing someone like myself and asking for help. Now, as I tell many of my patients, even from the very first consultation, there really is no magical wand or silver bullet to get rid of your weight. Okay, even for the people that are looking for a weight loss procedure like a bariatric surgery, it's not it's not going to fix everything. The surgery, whatever we pick, or the medication, whatever we pick to help you, it's just a tool. And I've explained that many times in my videos. And it's a constant fight to get your weight down and to keep it off. And you're fighting not only your genetics, you're fighting your culture, you're fighting your environment, you're fighting your body, you're fighting metabolic adaptation, which is a very real thing. So you have to stay on top of things. There's no doubt about it. And so what I really try to do is set expectations for my patients up front to let them know that this is a long haul, long time, or long-term struggle, and to let them know that I'm there for them every step of the way, and our program is there for them every step of the way. And if you think about it in terms of this is a marathon and not a sprint, and that you have to put a lot of energy and effort into it, up front, for a while to kind of hit your groove and understand how things work and to start working on behavior modification, then at some point, eventually after the surgery, after you followed up and after you've kind of started working on things and understanding your relationship with food and the triggers for what you put in your mouth and all those types of things, and getting a consistent type of exercise routine in that you're happy with, that's sustainable, and all those things, once you've laid the groundwork for that, then we can take the training wheels off, and then we can sort of end up backing off in your visits and letting you follow up a little bit less frequently. But follow up is still got to be lifelong, in my opinion, for someone that struggles with chronic overweight or obesity. And so even my patients that are doing really well, they're years out from their bariatric surgery, I still ask them to come in on an annual basis for the rest of their life, because I still feel that people need that follow-up. It's just like having a personal trainer. And I always tell patients as well that if you're struggling because something's happening in life, or you feel like you're kind of, having an issue with maintaining your diet or doing things, then come in sooner. Don't wait for that year follow-up. Sometimes I notice that people feel guilty about it. Like, well, you know what, I'm kind of gaining weight a little bit, so I'm going to try to do it by myself and then see Dr. George so I don't feel guilty about it. Well, you know what, if you need to, come in sooner. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel bad about it. That's what we're here for, okay? And, when it comes to all of the things that can contribute to weight recurrence, realize that some of them are within your control. Some of them are outside of your control. One of the things that we're known for as humans is complacency, right? It's normal to, have good results when you work hard, and then at some point decide to coast and say, you know what, I did great, I lost my weight, had my surgery, and everything's good, and now I'm going to kind of start, getting a little looser with my diet. And that's how things start slipping a little bit. So, it's a constant struggle. It's you have to be steady and consistent with things like your nutrition, your exercise. I'm not telling you to be, completely Spartan the rest of your life, but I do think that it's reasonable to try to be healthy 5-6 days a week, with your nutrition. And then if you're going to go out and have dinner with people, then do it, and if you want to splurge a little bit, do it. But, for 90% plus of the time, you do have to try to be reasonable with things if you want to keep your weight down. Same thing with your activity. And I've mentioned this in other videos before. If you're going to sign up for a gym membership, then make sure you're a gym person and make sure you're enjoying it. If you're not, then don't flush your money down the toilet. So, with all of that stuff being said, just realize that this is a chronic process for many of us that, are losing weight and facing some type of weight recurrence. It's normal. It's natural for our patients after a weight loss surgery to have a little bit of recurrence. But if you want to really keep it at bay, then understand that the long-term follow-up is important. Understand that you have to kind of rein in the complacency a little bit, and understand that it's following up with your weight loss specialist sooner than your appointment is not a bad thing. It's not an admission of weakness. It's actually a good thing because you're getting on top of it early if you are falling off the bandwagon a little bit. So, if you have any questions or comments, about what I've talked about in this video, please feel free to leave a comment. Hit subscribe if you want to learn some more about weight loss, whether it's a medical side or surgical side.